You guys have been saying it a couple times. Anal. You guys know what that means? Just checking.
Anal.
Like anal. Like, oh, she's really anal about it. Do you know the difference between anal retentive and anal excessive?
Like excessive.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, is it recessive? Yeah, well,
Retentive?
basically, Freud had this thing that when you were kids...
Anal recessive is when I'm done pooing right before I wipe.
I think you mean retentive.
Retentive. Anal retentive and anal... No. What is it? Anal retentive and anal what? There's
anal,
two.
But anal?
Anal resentment?
Anal sex?
Basically, when you're a kid, you're either anal retentive or the other one. Anal retentive means you hold in your poo, and then the other one, I think it's anal excessive.
Attentive?
Attentive?
Anal attentive.
You shit yourself.
I attend to my anal daily.
That basically makes you into the adult that you'll become based on if you shit yourself.
Based off your
please.
anal usage.
Just look it up. It's Freud.
How does this happen?
I don't know. It flopped. I'm not even going to talk about it. Let's move on to a different subject because you guys don't know about Freud.
Bernie, you're drunk.
There was like a 5-minute conversation about pee before this podcast started.
Well, so basically, if you're like anal retentive, you like holding in the shit, and you like you
I
like that
thought we
feel.
were moving on.
And it's like, well, you just told me to go back to it, Brandon.
Did he?
Did he? Let's review the tapes.
Oh God.
No, all right, please.
How's you guys this weekend? Let's move
So
something.
did we have
No,
to get final answer on-
just stop doing that. Stop saying we're gonna move on and then not moving on.
I want to explain it.
Okay, explain.
So are you trying to say that you shit yourself? Is that what you're saying as a kid?
No, because I'm anal retentive, so I held my shit in. But if I was like lazy and just like go with the flow and don't care about times and stuff, then I would have been the other anal, and I would have just been shitting myself. I have a
So
friend.
wait, are you saying a kid or a baby?
Your baby, a
Yeah,
baby.
but I'm kind of like laid back, and I don't I'm not like precise about anything.
So
but
ask
I
your
don't
mom.
shit myself. Well,
You
actually,
probably
I did
shit yourself when you were a kid.
I did shit myself
Lots.
recently, actually.
That's what you do as a baby. That's why you have a diaper.
Well, no, but like, there's a point though where it's like you become one of those things, and you're just either shitting yourself constantly or you're holding it in.
I wonder
guess
how long we
that's
can go on
where
this conversation without learning
You're
anything.
either shitting yourself constantly or holding
We're gonna
it
get
in.
blown up by like all of this.
Maybe this is something
It's
your
gonna
mom
be a
just told you to make
shitstorm.
you feel better about shitting your bed all the time. Oh, Blaine, it's okay. You're anal retentive.
My dad's a football coach, so if he ever got mad like on the football field, he'd be like, "Shit the bed, Junior." That was like one of his curses, and the kids would be like, "What?"
You know that's going to become your catchphrase now.
Shit the bed, Junior.
Junior?
I was at yeah, I'm talking too much.
you're
Let's see.
not.
I'm gonna go to Twitter and see what they said.
About your
the
anal
anal stuff.
retentiveness?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Make sure
I,
he's on Twitter and not Tinder.
Barbara, what are your favorite types of anal?
Retentive? What's the
Safe
Or
answer.
resistant?
Attentive, what was the
You know
opposite
how,
one?
Anal. I'm looking. It's not
But-
expulsive. Anal expulsive.
That sounds like explosive.
Anal expulsive.
like
Yeah.
you expel from your body.
This is what happens when mommy and daddy are not here.
So Barbara,
Yeah.
you've been known to, flick the bean all day and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever?
I don't know that yet
What do you mean?
because we haven't really
No,
said.
he asked me daily.
Oh, okay.
How many
your,
times you been jolf today?
your record was 11 times in a day, right?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever popped in a little cheeky finger?
Into my butt?
Yeah.
Nope. That is exit only.
Guys.
Exit only. I know
What
girls
would
have
you
popped their little fingers into your little butt.
Gav, what would you do with that
Ex-girlfriends?
finger for the rest of the time? Like, you'd essentially, it would have to just be, hanging in the wind because you can't use it anymore. It's essentially
Smells.
like, now it's like disqualified.
It's a good point. It's kind of tainted at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not the only guy that
Literally.
I'm not going into butt stuff. I've moved on from that. But like,
We also missed the fact where Gavin has told us that he's had girlfriends that suck their fingers in his butt
oh
as a test.
no, that's a big old nope for me.
It's two of them, right? Two different girls?
That's a nope. I kind of broke up with the chick because like
Because she stuck her finger in your butt?
no, because one of the first
She
times we were
didn't,
hanging
Barbara.
out,
He's anal retentive.
we were hanging out.
He
and,
has needs.
And she was like, "Hey, I'll be right back." And she gets up and she goes into what I thought was another room. I was like, "Okay, just kind of hanging out." And then I hear peeing noises, and I realized she went to the bathroom and she was like peeing with the door open. And we hadn't been hanging out all that long, and that's like a really like.
You broke up with her because she didn't shut the door.
I didn't break up with her.
He is absolutely George Costanza.
We weren't dating,
Absolutely.
but we were like, that's the thing. We were still kind of new with each other. So it's like, she's peeing in front of me already.
I would find it flattering. Like, she's already comfortable with you.
Okay,
Could you
then I'll
see
give her
her?
your number because I was like, no way. Like, I was like,
Wait,
could
how long
you
have you
see
been
her?
dating?
huh?
How long?
There's a mirror. I'm sure if I wanted to, I didn't want to, but I'm sure if I wanted to.
So you couldn't see her. How long were you dating?
Oh, we weren't really, it wasn't really dating. We were just seeing each other like on and on. It was like, 2 weeks. 2 and a half,
that's it?
3 weeks. Yeah, exactly. And then she starts like peeing in front of me and I was like, no.
I mean,
When was she doing? Like, what were you guys doing?
I'm not going to go into that, Brandon.
They-
That's
having-
completely relevant.
let me guess. You guys just finished having sex and she went to go pee.
Not sex.
Okay.
But we were
Types of sex.
hanging out. Wink.
You're like grinding. Like
your
No,
leg?
I'm not going to go into detail over this.
Were you holding in your shit together?
I get
Gus and
you're
Brandon will
waiting.
never let us, this group,
get you're
together
waiting.
again.
We won't have to. They'll be here every other time.
This is true.
So what if she was cooler? That couldn't have been the only reason to get rid of her. You must have not liked her in other ways.
It's true.
Or was
Good
it just the pee thing? Never mind.
I mean, that bothered me. I guess there was a couple of other minor things.
But it's something that everyone does. Like, she pees.
Well,
It's like,
yeah.
should she make breakfast away from you as well? She makes breakfast.
No, I'm guessing I just was expecting something like a little bit more like, I don't know. That's a private thing that I don't want to see or hear.
What's the threshold then? Like, how long do you have to be with someone until they could pee with the door open in front of you?
I mean, I wouldn't know because I've never been with anybody that's just peed with the door open. And I've dated girls for like, I've dated one for like a year and a half. I don't even think she did that.
How old are you, Blaine?
24.
24. That much younger. At some point, I just realized, fuck it, just let it go. Just like the things that bother you that much get so much more, like, get so trivial.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other things out there that could, be a real problem. Just gotta let it go, man.
So I'm going to throw you under the bus. Is Paula pee in front of you with the door open?
No, I'm pretty.
You guys have only been together for what, like a year?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh,
Is today your anniversary? Oh, I'm sorry.
how long-
I'm sorry
no.
Paula's watching.
It's the 1st of November.
Okay, so
Oh, you're good.
Please remind me on Twitter.
1st of November.
remind him the day before because he has to get a present.
And if you want to,
Walgreens,
tweet,
Barbara,
if you want to tweet his girlfriend too, her.
and ask her if she's peed in front of me.
No, I don't want to know
God,
that.
the internet's gonna find that.
Yeah,
They're gonna find her Twitter handle.
it's not hard.
Oh, yeah.
Then take a sleep.
I do kind of get that though. Like every time I'm in the bathroom, I go through so many steps to make it so people can't hear me. Like I close the door, I turn on the
You
sink.
piss on the porcelain.
Oh
Not
yeah.
the water. I
And
say
maybe,
fuck
and
it.
if I'm at home, I'll put on the shower. Like it's there's something about me, and if I hear somebody peeing and I can hear them pee, I have to do something.
Why?
No.
Why does it bother
I don't
you so
know.
much?
It's crazy. It just makes me insane.
Years of just like locker rooms and being in football, and it's just I'm numb to that kind of shit. Like I'll just
Except if a girl you're seeing pees with the door
there's
open,
a difference.
It's done.
There's a difference. But I mean, like like somebody came into the honey wagon today, and that's the most uncomfortable thing. You've talked about this before. Somebody came into the honey wagon, and I was taking a crap, and I said, I saw the. So they open up the door and they step in, and then obviously they notice, and I'm like mid-wipe, and I don't know if they can see this or not, but they notice me, and then there's like 3 seconds of just like pause. And then they backed out and closed the door. And I was like, that was so awkward. Just walk in. I don't care.
But that's better than someone coming in and pissing while you're shitting.
I don't care.
Really?
I don't
It's
care.
kind of
Did you see who it was?
cozy in there.
No. Okay, but I'm assuming it was like, it might have been Carrie, Gray, or Jeff Jan.
Are you gonna miss the honey wagon when it's gone?
Fuck no. It smells like death in there.
It's
I will.
horrible.
The only thing I will miss is the making it eat my shit and going nom 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 nom, because that
So
is still fucking funny.
I never thought I would be the person to steer the conversation away from piss and shit, but has anyone played Destiny?
No.
No. I went to Dallas. Was it which one? It was last week. We just had a baby.
Congrats.
How long was your sister in freaking labor? Like 2 weeks ago, Blaine's like, hey, my sister's, she's at the hospital and she's, I don't know what it is, dilated, or she's,
So like you dilate.
there's a crack in the cave. And that was like
God.
2 weeks ago.
So like the live action guys have just been talking about my sister's
Vagina.
vagina for the
So when
longest
that
time.
happens, do you just...
You know why? It's for the longest time? Because she's been like in labor for the longest time.
No, okay, there's a difference. She's dilating, which is like, do you know what dilating is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this. When people talk about your sister's privates, do you just kind of like bump over the words and just be like, yeah, or do you actually picture?
I bump over the words. I don't even want to shut up.
Hey,
It's mostly just Aaron.
Do you know how she got pregnant? She had a penis inside her.
No, it was
and
the
it
stork. It was
ejaculated.
the stork that delivered the baby. But yeah, there was like an email chain.
She might have had an orgasm.
We were talking about a shoot over the weekend, and the guys were sending emails back and forth, and I was like, just a heads up, you know, my sister's been pregnant. And at this point, she'd been pregnant, or sorry, not pregnant.
What?
My sister was going to deliver a baby, and I was on call, and I told him I'm on call, so, you know, I have to go at any second. And she, shut up, Barbara, it's not funny. And, yeah, they started getting on the subject of just talking about my sister's vagina, and I was like, sorry to throw a wrench in the whole thing, but I might have
You
to
threw
go.
a wrench into your sister's vagina?
No, okay, funny you should say that. I said, sorry, I don't mean to throw a wrench in the whole thing, but I might have to go to Dallas. And he was like, well, then you need to make your sister wait. You need to throw a wrench in her vagina. And then it was just back and forth of just everybody talking about my sister's vagina
God.
for like.
You know, Blaine, you've
email
probably
after
talked
email.
about your sister's vagina most in this podcast. So I don't know what that says about you.
The baby's adorable.
Boy or girl?
It was girl.
Name?
I don't want to get it. My sister asked not to.
Oh, okay.
Because she's a very.
Yeah, don't
private
give the
person.
name of my child, but talk about my vagina all night.
There's a difference.
All night long.
Fuck you guys. Well, yeah, but like when I was there though, I was up.
Does she have a nickname for her vagina that we could just like?
I was up at the office
it's,
really
It's
late.
Blaine. That's what
gross.
she calls it.
Mine's notorious VAG.
Okay, that's pretty funny. It's fist bump. All right, fuck it. So I got in really late. I was up at the office, and I got in at like 3 a.m. or something like that, and I was asleep. And you know when you're asleep and you forget where you are? You
Yeah.
ever like woken up and you're like, where am I?
Yeah.
Well, so like I wake up and I had no idea where I was. I assumed I was in my apartment in Austin, and I see this giant man in my room, and my actual words were, Jesus fuck! And I just like started like rearing back. I didn't know what it was. And it was my dad, and it was the guest room in my house, and my dad was like asleep, getting the dog that had walked into my room out, and he like, we both were just up like instantly. He's like,
Shit, the bed.
yeah, literally. Yeah.
Call
We
back.
had a moment. I hadn't seen him in like a month. And I was like, Jesus fuck! Oh, hey, Dad. Sorry. Hey, how are
I
you
hate
doing?
that moment though, where you don't quite know where you are.
Yeah.
How often?
Because I've been traveling all the time.
If I take a nap in the middle of the day and you wake up and it's like I have no idea what's going on.
Like it
terrifying.
happens to me because whenever I go back to England and I sleep in the bed that I have there, even though it's a familiar room, I've slept in it before.
Yeah.
I always freak out. I'm like, oh, I'm like 5,000 miles away from where I usually am. And
Yeah.
it happens in hotels and it happens on planes. Like every time I wake up on a plane, I've talked about this before, I'm convinced for like 15 seconds I'm about to die and that I shouldn't be on a plane
You choose your pants.
because I'm like up in the air. I'm like, oh, my life could end now. This could be the last thing. And then I'm like, all right, I'm normal.
It's like
Fine.
the complete opposite for me.
Really?
Because I travel so much and I'm like in a hotel, in a plane, back home, here. It's like when I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm over here. Like it's never like
I probably belong here.
See,
I
it
never
gets worse for me,
think
like,
that
the
I'm
more I
at
do
home
it.
when I wake up. I'm always just like waiting to find
You'd
out
be
where
the
I am.
worst kidnapping victim.
I would be terrible.
Like,
You wake
I
up and
would-
you're like, oh, sorry.
Nice.
There's a bowl of gruel on the floor.
No, it was lovely. Lotion.
Don't need it.
Yeah. So that scared the shit out of me, but it was good seeing the folk.
Have you ever got beat up?
I got beat up by a girl.
oh God,
That
please tell
starts
the
to
story.
So
old
when I
were
was
you?
in the first grade at elementary school, my mom was a teacher, so then I would be hanging out at the
So
jungle
your mom
gyms.
was a teacher and your dad was a coach.
Yeah, my sister is also a teacher.
Jesus.
Yeah, I come from a long line of educators, and I'm an idiot. So, so I'm hanging out after school because my mom's a teacher and she was like just doing teacher shit, and I'm hanging out on the playground after school, so it's just empty. So I thought, and this girl, she was in the 6th grade, and she had some kind of mental thing. Just started wailing on me. She
For no reason.
yeah, she was just beating my ass. I lost my footing, and she like slammed me down against the jungle gym, and she was just beating my head. And the only thing she was saying was, "Give it to me." I didn't know what it meant. She's like, "Give it to me. You give it to me." And I was just like, I didn't know what, and I was just getting my like ass kicked by this chick. And I was like,
Did she want you to beat her up, or did you have something of hers? or
Maybe
what
she
was-
thought that you
No,
took something
nothing.
from her.
I think that's what it was. I really or she had saw like an interrogation scene from like a TV show the night
Yeah.
before or something. But she was just kicking my ass, and it got to the point where I was like, okay, let me go get it. Let me go get it. I will go get it for you. And she's like, give it to me. And it's like, you just let me go.
I'm surprised you're that rational as a first grader.
I mustered up.
Did you get her something, or is she still waiting?
I fucking sprinted to my mom. I was like,
aren't you afraid?
I didn't say anything to my mom. I was like terrified and embarrassed. I was like,
were you bleeding or anything?
No, just probably like a little, you know, the little diamond thing, the diamond shape that all the playgrounds are made of. I probably had like a pattern on my face.
You're gonna walk out of this building after this podcast, and you're gonna see her, and she's gonna be like, "You didn't bring it."
No. Yeah.
She's been tracking you this whole time.
Yeah. Since
So you were like 6 years old.
First grade is
six or 7.
I just imagine a 6-year-old just being like, "All right, calm down."
Yeah.
So she was 12.
I'll
or
go get it
15.
for you. Let me just go get it for you.
Have you ever pressed your pressure point like right here?
Yeah, I hate it.
It's like painful, but at the same time addicting.
Addictive?
That's weird.
Try it.
That's like choking yourself while you're jerking it. Oh, it's painful, but it feels so good. Not that I've tried. I have actually not tried. So
is it meant to be
shut
painful?
up.
I thought it's meant to make you lightheaded.
I think
Choking
does it
yourself?
deprives
People
autoerotic
die like that
asphyxiation.
though. Was it David Carradine?
Yeah.
The guy what was in that show? He was in
Kill
Kung
Bill?
Fu.
Oh,
It's a
He
dangerous
was
game.
also in Kill Bill.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they caught him with his pants down. That fucking sucks. I bet a lot of those
in Singapore.
I bet a lot of those cases go unreported because the parents will,
You know, a lot of people who get hanged have a boner when they die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why?
Just blood goes everywhere, goes in their knobs.
Oh.
makes sense. I hope I die with a big old boner. Yeah.
Just so it's harder to find a coffin for you?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, that wouldn't affect. You wouldn't get a what's that condition that settles in rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
That wouldn't apply to your penis though, because
It
it's
wouldn't?
not bone.
I think it does.
Damn.
Would it?
Well, it's not the
that
bone
would
that
be-
makes you go stiff, is it? Like, your bones are always stiff.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and like getting my first boner as a kid and not knowing what it was. Like, what'd you guys like? Wasn't that weird?
Dude, when I got my first boner,
I was like, man, my dick's huge.
I just remember like I think a bone just misplaced and now it's like jutting through.
No,
my
you didn't think
wee-wee.
that.
I swear to you, I thought that.
I've dislodged
How
the
old
bone.
were you?
I also my
That's
parents at one point I remember eating on the toilet because I'm weird and I was a kid. My mom told me like don't eat on the toilet, and it wasn't because of the germs. Like I just conjured up this idea. I was like, maybe it's because it has something to do with like if I'm pooping while eating, then like the food will go straight through me. It's bad for my body. Like I was just weird. I never asked for explanations. I would just conjure up these
You
explanations.
don't worry
knows what
about getting
you're
crumbs on your genitals,
Huh?
like food crumbs.
like in general?
Isn't that gross? Dropping food on your knob.
Oh, no.
What kind of stuff are you eating on the bog?
It's probably like a sandwich or a hamburger, something easy. You know,
A
like hand food.
hamburger?
It's like a hand food. Yeah, it's not that big. Don't get weird about it. It's not that big of a deal. We all do it.
No.
Yeah, we're the weird ones.
I think the one place I haven't eaten food is on the toilet. That's the one place that's like no go.
It's not
I
that-
could see doing it if I had a fork and a plate.
But you're like
Yeah, well,
you're
it's much
doing
better.
something
But
gross.
to me, that's
That's like
not
like a
using
tray.
my-
That-
That's
comes
like
over your
hold on, you
legs,
gotta
just-
like put one hand to hold both of them, and you wipe, and then you bring it back. You're like, all right, let's continue.
No, half of the enjoyment of food is in the smell.
Yeah, exactly.
You got like a big waft of feces while you're having to
That's what
tuck
I'm
it
saying.
into
Well, then what
a
if you're
nice
trying to
salad?
eat healthy and you're like broccoli? You're just like, oh, maybe if I you hide the healthy.
Oh,
You
wow.
good, buddy?
Hey, how's
Barbara,
that?
we were talking about boners, and you're gonna say something.
I was gonna say when I had my first boner, that was a strange
Hey,
experience.
how's that DDR machine in your house doing? Yeah, when we plugged it in, he was like booting up, and then like it went through this whole long
And it
process.
has that really high pitched like CRT turning on sound where it's like,
yeah.
which I haven't heard in I don't know.
That took me
decade.
back. I
Yeah.
turned that thing on. It was like,
I forgot like TVs used to do that really high pitched thing whenever you turn them on, like.
yeah.
One more time.
What's one arcade game that you would want to own in your house? Apparently, Jack is like 8. I was helping
yeah.
him and
Time
Katie move.
Crisis.
Didn't
I
you
hope
give a
people
bunch
move
to the
all
Alamo?
fucking time.
Time Crisis. I love
Crisis is
Time
good.
Crisis.
Time
Point
Crisis is a
blank.
good game.
What is the highest pitch sound you can make?
That's it, right there.
I think your pitches got lower every time you did.
I can't.
My favorite is your build-up face.
Yeah.
That's it, right there. Sorry, Clayton.
You're welcome, podcast listeners.
But can you not like do like a girl sort of through the roof.
Let's hear yours.
I can't do it. I lost the ability.
No, let's hear it.
Just
You lost the ability like when you turned 15.
like, I can't.
I can't fucking
I like how you guys are just doing it away
because
from
we're
the
trying to get away from the microphone because people are like listening.
I can do the bird noise quite high, but that's a different sound. That's
That sounds good. How do you I can't. That's it.
No, I can't even what's called.
If I sing Bee Gees,
You sound like the Bee Gees. Yeah, I was about to say. Every time Blaine tries to do a voice,
I'm
it ends
so
up
sorry.
sounding like
Pongo.
Mickey Mouse. Pongo, who sounds like Mickey Mouse. And then
Yeah.
you were trying to do Barbara's voice for the recap, and it was like, oh, I'm Barbara. Oh.
So like the end, the
Is that what I
stinger is
sound
like I
like?
go up and we get Patrick and he's like, why are you dressed like that? And I'm dressed as Barbara still. I legitimately walked around the office for like 45 minutes dressed as Barbara, dress and makeup and everything.
I don't know if you know this, but I was talking to JJ on Saturday night, like at Holly and Jordan's house.
Yeah.
And he said that while you guys were filming that, he like kept finding himself accidentally looking like
me that.
under the desk at your crotch.
And I kept noticing it too, and I didn't say anything until he thank God he called it out. But like I would
just
just
like-
look
it's just
over and he would just be
instinctual.
like,
But then I was like, have you done this to me? What the fuck?
well, okay, but I mean,
How
to
often
his,
do you wear a dress
in
and
his
like show your
defense-
growler?
Like-
in his defense, I was just like this. I was, I mean, this isn't even allowing me. I
Blaine
was
is
like,
not a lady.
I was
Although
like,
you
no.
kind of do sit like a dude, only when you're wearing jeans though.
And sometimes in skirts,
Yeah.
if they're like bigger skirts. Yeah.
If you got some fluffage.
Yeah. if
Sounds
it's
like
a-
you and JJ have an awkward moment.
on our way.
But yeah,
Blaine, I thought that was funny. But then I thought about at one point in that day, you were putting lipstick on yourself, which to me would be the weirdest part. Like, I can get it in drag. That I think is,
yeah.
would be hard, but it's,
Good lord.
it's putting the
Oh, that is
lipstick on.
flattering.
God, that's
Did you
a
do that
beautiful
thing?
woman. Look
where
at
you
her
put it on
boobs.
and then you pluck
I did. I've watched like girlfriends do
pluck?
it, so I know how
plucking.
that goes.
What is that? What is it? Pump. What does that sound?
Would you call that
Pucker.
plucking?
That's pucker.
Pucker.
Yeah. So, is Ashley over there?
No. Oh, yes, she is.
Sorry, Jenkins. I think it was either her or Meg's. I used their lipstick. It was just in the it was in the makeup room, and I was like, oh, I hope they don't mind. Hey, what's that?
Special effects lipstick.
Well, I used it, so sorry, Kara.
We're
but yeah,
safe.
I just like the objective was to make it look like I was just like this like.
At one point where you're like,
Terrible.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I mean, it's parody. I'm not going to actually try to make myself look pretty.
You actually sent me a picture of it before the recap, and you're like, would you be offended if I did this?
Yeah, because I did feel kind of bad about it, and I was like, this might be offensive, and I did it, and I sent the text, and I saw the little, and I was like, I was with Cole and JJ, I was like, guys, she's typing, and you're like, I'm choking. He's like, please do it, or something like that, and you were just like, work it, and I was like, oh, thank God. So.
Yeah, you know I don't get offended.
I'm being informed that not only is that not Ashley's lipstick, but that lipstick has been used on men's bodies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like,
Go on.
all over.
Go on.
On their dicks.
Where specifically, Kara?
Cool. She cannot name how many places.
Well,
Oh,
whatever. It's done.
It's not as bad as you accidentally putting your mouth on Brandon's belly button, which we shouldn't talk about.
That
What
was
that's
so
from.
gross.
Oh.
But that
inappropriate.
happened. We won't say what happened.
Wait,
we were
what?
doing a screen test for things, and
felt-
at one point I was like, what's that thing called when you go on someone's belly and
Raspberry.
yeah, and I didn't remember the name, so I just did it because I thought that would be better just to demonstrate. So I pulled Brandon's shirt up and I just went in and went,
why don't you do it on your hand or something? It's the same noise.
lifted his
Yeah.
shirt up and I just went.
It
And-
was
and-
really disgusting.
And
it
like
felt
I
really
didn't,
uncomfortable.
I didn't realize like it's just like it looks like a butthole, so it was just like this hairy hole. And then I went in and like right before I went in, I saw something in the belly button, but I was like, my brain was like, no, you've
Oh.
already committed, gotta go. And I got
What?
in like deep, and I pulled up and I had something on my beard.
It wasn't even being recorded.
What was in the belly button?
What was it?
It was lint.
After the fact, Brandon informed me. Yeah, I haven't showered in like 3 days. I've been up here for
Bro!
It wasn't 3 days.
Oh, God.
It was like 2
You're on
days.
DVD Crunch.
Take a shower.
It was like 2.5
I was
days.
here. We don't have a shower here.
Yet.
Go home. Take a shower. Come back.
It's like an hour.
But I
and a
got
half
like
round trip.
just like a mouthful of Brandon's belly button, and he was just like, "You know what schmegma is?" It's what smegma.
Dick cheese.
Dick cheese. It was kind of like that, but like belly button version. I wonder if we can get. Hey, the guys aren't here. We can make Gavin throw up. And Gavin, do you want to throw up?
No.
It'd be funny.
He looks really close today,
Yeah.
though. Oh.
Handy dandy G.
You know how we started the podcast?
We ran off. We ran on. So we're gonna run off.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
I guess I'll